welcome to Espresso with Saul. Quick channel update. We're going to try from here on out to get back to our regularly scheduled videos. Thank you for your patience in our absence. And I have some neat things coming up. We're hoping to get some shooting videos out and other neat things that we have planned. So please stay tuned and let's get back to our video. Today's video, I wanted to talk about red dot sights. I want to tell you what I chose, why I chose them, and what maybe I would do different in the future. So hopefully I can save you a little bit of money. The two key factors that I used in what I purchased was durability and how waterproof are they. And the name that kept popping up for me in my research were Trijicon. Trijicon were supposed to be the most durable and the most waterproof. The downside to Trijicons is, well, they were one of the more expensive red dots out there, and they were also the most counterfeit. A side note, when it comes to that, I did look into purchasing some red dots, Trijicon RMRs, for example, on eBay and Gunbroker. And I actually did make a couple purchases off of one or both of those sites. I don't remember exactly. But then I started buying them from a reputable dealer. I think I've been buying them from Optics Planet. No, this isn't a commercial for them. I just found that they had some of the best prices on what I was looking for. Okay, as far as the Trijicon red dots go, we have Trijicon RMRs, and we have Trijicon SROs, and we also have Trijicon RMR CCs. They're not really any different than a standard RMR, except that they are smaller for some of the more concealable firearms out there. The other thing when it comes to purchasing a red dot that you have to take into consideration is MOA. What's MOA? Well, it's minute of angle, but when they talk about it, it has to do with the size of the red dot. Immediately I thought, well, I want a 1 MOA because I want to be able to shoot more precise. Okay, that makes sense to me before I'd ever purchased any. So that's what I started off buying, was 1 MOA red dots. I'll get back to that here in a little bit. Okay, fast forward, I purchased Trijicon RMRs. I haven't purchased any of SROs because the SROs, they weren't quite as durable, supposedly, as the RMRs. Now, after talking with somebody who's actually spent more time with the SROs than I have, which is none, that was Glenn. You know, he's a member of our crew. And Glenn's done a lot of shooting, and I believe Glenn does a bit of competitive shooting too. And he was telling me that he had actually spent quite a bit of time crawling around on the ground with those the SROs. I don't know what type of holster he was using, but he said that they held up quite well. Interesting. Okay, so I have 2 RMR CCs. They're both 1 MOA. I like them. I would give these a big thumbs up if you can get past the price point. I would tell you, if you don't quite, have the disposable income to purchase them, maybe you choose Holosun or Leopold. I don't have any experience with them, but they have some very similar products. I think Aimpoint even has some new ones out there, so you can look into those. I do think the smaller sights work quite well. I'm very pleased with them. I might consider changing my minute of angles on them. Now, why would I do that? 1 sounds like it's actually more precise. Well, I'll tell you why. On my Laugo Alien, I have an SRO style red dot. Now, This isn't Trigicon. I'm not really sure who makes these for Laugo aliens, but I will tell you that I believe this has a 6 MOA on these, which is bigger than I would have thought I would like. Having actually fired this quite a bit, I've grown to really like these. And I might actually look at in the future, maybe not going with a 6 MOA, but at least like the 3.25 or something around there. So take that for what it's worth. After purchasing a whole bunch of RMRs with 1 MOA, I'm now thinking I might actually have purchased the wrong ones. Food for thought. Hopefully I can save you some money. Okay, back to the RMR here. I have an RMR right here on my FK Bruno. I also have an identical one of these on my 10 millimeter, my Fusion Custom. I'm not going to be doing any competition speed shooting with the 10 millimeter or with the FK Bruno. So would I swap an SRO out on those? What I probably would have done in hindsight was have one with the RMR and one with the SRO so that I could play with them and see which ones I like better. And once again, I might even switch over to a 3.25 MOA, something in the middle between the 6 and the 1, and just see. That might be the way to go. Moving over to the long guns, I have 2, and once again, back to the Trigicon RMR. I'm going to tell you on this pistol caliber carbine, this is the 5.7, I don't think it needs a magnifier. We're not going to be shooting this out beyond about 200 yards. And to be honest with you, I'm quite happy with having this on here with no magnifier. You know, where it sits right in perfect conjunction with your sights. So if the battery does die on you, flip the sights up and away you go. Very happy with that. I don't have the same sight situation on my Ruger 1022, but once again, I think it is ideal for something that I'm not going to be shooting out there quite that far. I think if I'm shooting 200 yards with this, well, not going to happen very often. Maybe a jackrabbit once in a great while, but not very often. And last but not least on my choices for red dots, for my long guns, both this AR style platform and on my Steyr AUG, I went with what's called an Aimpoint Pro. And Pro, I think it stands for Police Something Optics, Police Ready Optics. I don't remember exactly. I probably should have looked at that before I started this video. I have used this, but I have not, fired thousands of rounds using this. I fired it a couple hundred, and I intend to test it out more with both rifles. So far, I like the target acquisition. I keep both eyes open. It's really quick, easy to acquire. Put on your what your target is and go. The other neat thing that I included with it is a 3x magnifier. Now you can get these from anywhere. I went with Trigicon, but you don't have to. And you can actually stretch your shots out quite far with the magnifier and the red dot. So we're going to keep playing with these aim points, but I will tell you, in hindsight, what I wish I had done is, instead of getting 2 of the Aimpoint Pros, I wish that I had gotten an EOTech, like the hollow sight, to go along with it. And so I could compare one with another. I think Roy has an EOTech on one of his AR platforms. And what I probably should have done, honestly, was borrow that from him and just take it out for a weekend and see if I liked it. I didn't do that. I purchased 2 of the aim points. I found good deals on them. They are waterproof down to, I don't know how, 100 meters, something along those lines. Maybe only 50, but I'm not going swimming with the darn thing, so I just want to make sure that they're going to work. So, Trijicon RMRs, SROs, it's up to you to decide on what style is going to work best for you. It's also going to, depend on what your budget is, whether instead of picking up a Trijicon, you go with a Holosun, you go with a Leopold. I think Sig Sauer makes them. There's lots of them out there. So let me know what you chose. Let me know how you like yours. And in the future, I'm going to expand what it is that I have here on my table. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.